Da, 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 da.
Hoping everything works. That sounds like a McDonald's, like da 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 da. Yeah, we're live. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. No one's speaking, but it's...
Hello. Co-commentary today.
Co-commentary. I need a...
Work in progress.
I need to see audio here. What's my controller? Okay, that's not great battery. Okay, let's look at volume here so we can get an idea.
Okay.
Look at volume here. Okay, that's my voice. That's good. That's fine. That's fine.
Depends if my microphone's like...
Nah, your microphone's fine.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Okay, right. Let's do some introductions.
People would let us know anyway, wouldn't they? On the stream, they'd be like, "Oi, what are you doing?"
Right. Little thing I always do when a stream first starts is I do a little introduction, because that's just how I do things. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jamie Perry, but you can call me Helix. I am your main commentator here tonight for Tier 1 Racing, here for Death Star Racing. To join me in the commentary box here tonight is Mr. HBDDBW. I don't know which way to do it, but...
HDBW,
DB, there you go.
My real name is Harrison Whitehead, but you can call me HD for short if you want.
There you go. Lovely stuff.
So, what do you think of the grid for this weekend at a very fast track this weekend? Everybody at home must be so excited to see all of the intense racing action from what we saw from some of these drivers. Helix, do you mind following up on that?
It's like you wrote that down on a piece of paper. Anyway,
I didn't.
No, I think some drivers that I think could have a bit of pace behind them. Wow, good commentary, you guys. Thank you very much, Rum Monkey in the Twitch chat.
Let's go.
I think some people who could have some pace, who I've seen in different racing leagues, could be Gabby. I think has always been very exceptional, very consistent, but we're going to have to see what they're like tonight. Apparently Windex Bottle Cap did well in the preseason test, so we'll have to...
Windex and Marty DS, also known as Darius, had a very good result. Windex, I think he won the race, and I think Darius either got P1 or P2, if I remember correctly.
Right.
They had some very good pace on them.
Yeah.
So they'll be ones to keep an eye on this race.
Yep, of course.
As you can see now, people are slowly trickling in a bit late. Come on, guys, where you been?
Hurry up.
You don't have all day. Hang on, I'm just gonna mute my mic because I got to blow my nose.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody wants to hear that. They don't want to hear.
Yep. Alrighty. Anyway,
It's gotta be the funniest commentary ever. It's gonna be so funny.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
Sound like more of a podcast. Hello, guys.
Oh yeah, there's a Mercedes. I think it looks kind of silver. There's the Mercedes that looks silver is going kind of fast at the moment. It's going into that. There's smoke on the rear tires. It's not made the corner. Anyway, I'm currently snacking on a lasagna.
And I'm eating British stew.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lasagna on me because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but...
For me, it's like 7 o'clock. Or it's like 7:02, so
yeah.
PM, so you know... My man's about to make some lasagna at 2 o'clock in the morning.
What a great time to have lasagna. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna make myself...
Some lasagna?
Rum Monkey says in the Twitch chat, rooting for Team Aston Martin. Good luck, guys. Of course, yep. Aston Martin only have one driver at the moment of Game Inator 6.
I mean, last time from what I saw, Aston Martin need to. Sorry, excuse me. We need to hope they've improved from last time. From what I saw from the race that I was commentating, they were not doing too well. Rum Monkey had a very good start, but got a drive-through penalty, which caused him to... I think one of the Aston Martin drivers got a drive-through penalty. I think it was Rum Monkey, but I don't remember exactly. They got a drive-through penalty and forgot to serve it and got DNF'd from the session, whilst Game was struggling for the rest of the race. So let's hope that they've improved from last time.
Yep.
And let's hope they have a good race. Any other teams we want to make some notes on?
I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I think Alfa Romeo is a strong one. McLaren, obviously, with Windex bottle cap. Yeah,
Azza had a very good result in his race, just lost control of his car at one point, which sort of ruined his result.
Right.
But let's see if he can make a better contribution. Can I also add that last race that I commentated, Pingu Live in the Haas was really struggling really badly, like spinning and overheating the tires. Let's hope that he's learned from his mistakes and he can get a better result for Haas, because otherwise Gunter is not going to be very happy.
Yeah, obviously you don't you don't want him to fuck smash door, otherwise everything just goes horribly wrong at Haas F1 team.
Otherwise you'll fuck smash your head in.
Yeah, exactly. Lewis in the Twitch chat says, yo, hello Lewis, how are you on this lovely 2 o'clock in the morning time zone? Woohoo! And you have a burp to greet you.
No, you can't say that because I had tea in my mouth when you said that. So I almost spat my cup of tea everywhere. I was just like trying to take a sip, and I was just like slowly spitting it out because you made me laugh because it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you.
Yeah, mate, it ain't 2 in the morning for me, says Lewis. Love the comms already, can't lie. Well, glad you enjoy it. Glad you enjoy it.
It's totally not 2 o'clock in the morning for us, is it?
Nah, honestly, I think it's 9:11.
Oh.
Well, it's just 9:11 p.m. I don't know the issue.
Yeah, we're not gonna question that.
Yeah,
Lewis,
it's just...
I'm gonna have to say, from what I've seen from him, he's going to be a very good contender.
Right.
He's got some pace, he's got some speed, and he looks like he could get at the front of the grid today.
Okay, alright.
As long as he gets some good times in. Ferrari. How have Ferrari been facing up? Last time I saw, a Flying Undertaker had the worst race I've ever seen from a Ferrari driver.
Yeah, I mean, over at a different racing league, House of Racing, he drove, I think, for Alfa Romeo in the F2 race, and just he couldn't seem to get enough pace out of the car, and just unfortunately stayed at the back for most of it.
I think most of us at home are probably wondering how much longer Flying Undertaker will be able to manage at Ferrari, depending on if he can get a good result or not today.
Yep.
Let's wish him luck, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that the Ferrari will just blame it on strategy and he'll survive another day. Anyway, the timer for the lobby is going down, so maybe we're about to get into it.
Who are we missing on the grid today? We are missing a Red Bull driver, which is really a shame because I want to see Red Bull do good because I am a Red Bull fan, of course.
Yep.
We're missing Alpine and Williams drivers.
Yep.
Excuse me. One of my favourite tracks, Austria, home of Red Bull and AlphaTauri. Let's hope that both teams can get a really good result today, because that would look just absolutely amazing.
A quick thing, P.S. AlphaTauri is Italian. They're not they're not from Austria.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. It's only Red Bull. It's only Red Bull.
Yeah, but they're like a mini Red
Yeah,
Bull team.
AlphaTauri is like the sister team, but because of the fashion brand and like the overall headquarter, it's in Italy somewhere. It's also why
I guess
they're
it's
allowed
just
to
Red
have
Bull.
Scuderia in the name. Anyway, let's get some stuff
Ooh.
on the screen so we can all have an idea on what is happening at that time. Right now, no one has come out of the pit lane. Everyone is enjoying their strategy setups.
I want to see who's going to get out on the grid first, because that's the one who we're going to be looking at. And who is that down the grid?
And I think that's the Alpine.
Looks like a Alpine coming out. T-Vlas. I'm just going to call him TV.
Yep.
And now we can see some drivers trickling out of the pits. AlphaTauri and Ferrari drivers all trickling out of the pits.
Yep.
And that is Pingu coming out as well.
Yep, so obviously I want to pay close attention to D. Hewley, who is currently in front of all the rest of the pack, who is currently coming out of the pit lane, mainly because he'll be the first one to start a fast lap if he stays ahead of the AlphaTauri, who is slowly inclining on him.
Is looking very hungry. He wants to be the first man on track. And there we go, he shows us why. Lewis is the man I want to be keeping an eye on today, because this man, he is very promising at the moment.
Aston Martin now coming out of the pit lane game in Nader, just swerving left and right, trying to get those tyres up.
Now. Whoa. And now, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the AlphaTauri. So I'll let you know what is going on with the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, well, he's coming around the second last corner. Yeah, he's going to cross that timing line. DRS is going to activate.
On board, let's see what he can do.
Yep, so into the first corner, doesn't want to lock those rear tyres, keeps it clean, doesn't go over track limits either, so won't invalidate. DRS will be active again going down this long straight. There's a little kink that counts as a turn, but I think everyone disagrees as it counting as a turn. Purple in the first sector, but obviously he's the first man to come into a fast lap, so will it even count later on? We'll have to wait and see. The AlphaTauri continuing to go down the incline there into the braking zone. DRS now shuts, trying to keep it close on the apex, don't want to go too wide. We've seen Red Bulls have a little spin because of contact with the Mercedes. Little history lesson there for you over the past couple of years in real life. AlphaTauri looking very clean, doesn't go over track limits, just making sure they can get a decent boat lap so they can set a margin for the rest of the drivers. He now comes around the second last corner now into the 50-meter braking zone.
Lots of speed. Down the final corner, and the time is gonna be a 1:06.060.
Lots of sixes and lots of zeros. It's a decent time around Austria, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh no, wait. Who's on the lap? I'm so confused.
I think all of them are starting to be out on a lap. Anyone who doesn't say out lap next to their name is someone who is on a lap. Unfortunate for Windex because it seemed to.
And a 5 grace pit penalty for Pingu. What has happened now?
Yeah. Something's happened there, obviously some type of major contact. I want to go back to Windex bottle cap for a second. Went purple in the first sector, locked up going into the corner, and unfortunately has not invalidated, but just unfortunately ruined their lap that could have potentially seen them on provisional pole. You can see the AlphaTauri of Sniper Hunter now coming up behind there.
I'm gonna go to Darius now. Let's see what he's doing. He is on his lap with lots of pace. Let's hope that he doesn't get any traffic in the way, because I know this man can set some very quick times. As he comes down to the second to last corner, to the final corner, on a very nice time now. And it's gonna be a 1:06.12. What a time!
Yeah. So around a tenth off the pace of the AlphaTauri. Doesn't set a provisional pole lap, but did go purple in the third sector, so not too bad. Lewis in the Twitch chat saying that the lap felt good with a 106.0 clear time there at the moment. No one has been able to improve or better that time. Gaminator currently in P3 with the Aston Martin on a 106.188.
Wow,
and it continues to go down from there at the moment. And Windex Bottle Cap on medium compounds with a 2 minute 1 second and 6:19. That is a bit confusing, but we'll have to wait and see if we can get a bit more context to why that is the case. Ferrari hasn't set a lap though, comes into the pit lane once again. It seems to be because of invalidation throughout their fast lap. Same for AlphaTauri, who is also invalidated, and the rest who are now in the pit lane. So everyone else is probably going to start heading back into the pits. No
and
worries.
There's Azza coming out of the pits for the first time in the Mercedes.
Yeah. We can start focusing.
Yeah,
it's all good, it's all good. We can start focusing away from other drivers as more drivers start to come out of the pit lane, hoping for better track grip, better for tyre degradation, and hopefully for faster lap times as well. The Mercedes of Azza now coming out of the pit lane, as said before.
Let's hope that he can get a good result. Sorry, I am eating a donut.
Anyway, Sniper Hunter into the second corner. Purple in the first sector, so the AlphaTauri of Sniper Hunter showing a bit of pace, even on those older soft compound tyres, still showing what you can do on a small amount of tyre degradation. Into the next corner, braking at the... Yeah, I mean, he's on 1 lap old tyres at the moment, so...
Oh!
Yeah,
I just
so
the best time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good. So the AlphaTauri currently going through a very nice fast section. Do not want to go over, don't want to invalidate, keeps it clean so far. Purple in the second sector as well. The AlphaTauri really starting to prove a bit of pace. Yep. Traffic moving out of the way. Now going into the last corner. Invalidates! He has invalidated and it is not gone the AlphaTauri's way.
Oh, he would have beaten all of their times as well. We were 105.342.
Oh, and the AlphaTauri must be disappointed. Just that lack of grip.
Beating himself up right now.
Unlucky from the AlphaTauri. Let's go to Azza though, because he's now on a fast lap. DRS active down the back straight here into the main corner here, second corner, sorry.
Corner there, taking it a bit easy so he didn't invalidate.
Yep, also want to make sure you don't lock up, because it's very easy to lock up and completely ruin your lap, as Windex Bottle Cap did.
The assist turned off.
Yep. Well, I'm hoping majority of drivers do. It's a huge advantage long term. Anyway, the Mercedes continuing to drive through. Hasn't got purple in the first sector, so obviously trying to keep it clean. Anyway.
Wants to be like Jenson Button, keeping a nice clean lap. Yep. Purple second sector though.
Oi! And he's had a spin, and unlucky for that Mercedes driver, who now will not be able to improve, and Azza may have to stay where he is in Pingu. And
two DNFs.
Yeah, Pingu and D. Hewley has had some type of incident or some type of crash, and maybe the FIA will have to have a look at that in further detail after the race has been completed.
No.
But something has happened there, and there's another spin. Flying Undertaker.
Oh no!
Into the gravel.
That is not good.
Yep, and Azza crosses the line and will go P10 because of that initial spin that he had going through the second sector. Unlucky gets a spinella here in Austria.
Windex Bottle Cap, fastest lap on the mediums. That's a bit surprising, you know?
It might be a telemetry glitch, maybe.
No.
Because he's no longer a mediums anymore.
If you go to detail and you go to best, you can see that his fastest lap was on the medium tires that were 2 laps old.
It's very interesting. So maybe Windex Bottle Cap keeping a bit of pace when he now goes on to the soft compounds. He's invalidated, but it's an out lap, so it really doesn't matter how he treats this lap. Anyway, it's
Flying
just warming up
Undertaker with
those
another
tires.
spin there. Oh no, not again.
Flying Undertaker disqualified. Wow. Obviously taking too long there. Yep.
He spun and didn't manage to get it into gear. Maybe just gave up with the car and just took the and Sniper Hunter beginning his outlap again.
What Windex bottle cap? Gabby, 105.6.
Yeah, you said about him.
Yeah, exactly. Has a bit of pace up his sleeve, and there you go, showing it. But let's go to Windex bottle cap in the McLaren, who now starts his lap. DRS active into the first corner, keeps it very nice and clean. Decent exit for the most part.
The DRS available.
Yeah.
Nice, getting all the speed, all the traction he needs.
Yeah, punching a hole in the wind. And bit of a lock up there on those rear tyres, but keeps it clean for the most hand. Doesn't go purple in the first though, so the McLaren needs to pick up the pace through the second sector.
Maybe
what will the McLaren do?
Straight line speed? What do you think?
Maybe potentially running a bit more downforce, but it's an interesting choice around Austria, especially with that huge back straight that you have going through turn 1 and turn 2.
Let's see, can he improve his time here? He's on a very good lap.
Yeah, he's going to go through the final corner, crosses the timing line, and that's a 105.7, and it's P3 for the McLaren driver. So it's still a very decent result for the McLaren. In P2 is the Red Bull with the 105.7, but still around a tenth quicker is the Alfa Romeo of Gabby.
Is your throat good?
Huh? What about my throat?
Your throat sounds very painful right
now.
You're like,
no. That's just me commentating, mate. It's all good. You all right, mate? You're eating a donut.
No, I've finished eating my donut.
You finished eating your donut now?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Do you mind if I just add something? Windex bottle cap for all you drivers out there. Right, I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but Windex bottle cap told me that he doesn't use any assists, so just showing some people that with no assists, taking the time and effort to learn, you can get some nice pace.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see how many people run no assists, obviously. There's a bunch of people I've known from other racing leagues who have come over to this racing league and have used no assists, so it's going to be interesting how that plays out, maybe.
No assist. Here's Darius, the full assist user, who can show us that he's got a lot of pace, even with full assists.
Yeah,
showing us that even though some people might not use assists, you can still be fast. Now let's see, first sector, nice and speedy. Lots of traction, because, you know, he cannot spin. Coming down the straight, probably losing a lot of time with the straight line speed, but that is fine. Can gain lots of time through the corners. Coming down to the straight of the second sector, DRS activated, full traction out that corner, nice and quick, on a very good lap time at the moment. Round he goes into the nice curvy sections of this track.
The nice curvy sections.
It's nice and, I don't know, it's just nice and smooth through these corners. This track has got a very nice layout.
Yeah, but it still keeps drivers on their toes. You obviously don't want to lose too much traction and lose the rear, causing a spin.
Doesn't get any traffic in front of him now with that Aston
he also
Martin.
doesn't want to invalidate into the final corner.
Ooh, nice and clean to the final sector. Oh, doesn't improve.
But either way, it's still a decent little position there for the McLaren, P6 at the moment. But his teammate, Windex Bottle Cap, proving why he is looking like #1 driver with a 105.7 on an outlap on fresh tyres as well. So it's going to be interesting if they're going to be able to improve at this current time. Going into the corner, trying to keep it as clean and as smooth as possible.
Ooh, and we've got Lewis now.
Left and right.
It's P5, bit of a shame for him because he was looking so good at the start of this race. Seems like he hasn't been able to improve his time yet.
Yeah, well, he's just about to come over the checkered flag, yeah.
As he starts his lap in that AlphaTauri, maybe soon he could be looking at a Red Bull promotion, maybe, if he does good enough.
And it might also be his last run here with 4 minutes 20 on the clock. Obviously, you have time for one more run in that Williams. Yeah, very close there, but not close enough. Anyway, obviously, this may be...
needs to look out.
Yeah, obviously this could be the AlphaTauri's final run of the session, depending on if he's doing a too fast lap strategy for qualifying. Through the second sector, onto the straight, now the swerves trying to keep it as clean as possible.
Derby, like
the swervy derbies.
Nice and quickly. Oh my god, I love to see it.
Pedal to the metal, full acceleration, full throttle. Now braking, trying to switch between each pedals. Yep, but here comes the AlphaTauri over the timing line. What can he set? It's a 105.4, and Lewis takes provisional pole.
Oh, look at the
wow!
in there. Oh my goodness! What are we watching? What are we watching?
And the AlphaTauri takes P1 and removes Gabby from provisional pole, but not by much, by 0.04 of a second. So now the Alfa Romeo has a lot to prove. Lewis saying in the Twitch chat, come on, with the exclamation marks to show his celebration and happiness at the moment. 105.4, that is the margin to beat with the remaining time left in this session. Who can go faster?
This time? That is the question we're all wondering, and we're all wondering if this Red Bull driver or Gavi or anybody else can improve this time, because Lewis is just showing the pace. He has had practice. He's been practicing all day, and he has told me that he has been working his ass off. Excuse my language, but he's been working so hard. Let's hope that he can get a good...
And I just want to interrupt you because Windex bottle cap has gone purple in the second sector, and he's starting to prove what type of pace that McLaren's got going into the final corner. He's going to try and see what type of lap he can set. DRS active. He goes on provisional pole with a 105.2, and the McLaren takes provisional pole here in Austria. Lewis, 2 tenths down on Windex bottle cap, who takes provisional pole.
What a drive from these drivers, having the cojones and the balls to do that. Just something else.
Yeah, and now we get to see JR Volts, who's also on a fast lap. Also the same for the Aston Martin, the McLaren of Banana, and it seems to also be an outlap for the Alfa Romeo of Ebar if he can actually get over the line in time with 1 minute remaining. Azza's also on a fast lap, so a lot of drivers to see who can go faster. Let's go to Azza for a moment in the Mercedes. DRS active.
I need to go for a toilet break.
Yeah, do your thing. The Mercedes currently going through the next couple of corners here, trying to improve, trying to potentially take that provisional pole away from Windex bottle cap. Doesn't seem to be improving by a huge margin at the moment, but we say that purple in the second sector for the Mercedes, and now everything's starting to turn up to the max. The Mercedes through the second last corner, little tap on the brake, you continue forward, and No, the Mercedes has invalidated and it won't count, and it could have been a potential provisional pole for Azza, but now it's going to be no improvement, no decrease, and that is looking like a P10 result for the Mercedes. Windex bottle cap won't be improving, Gabby hasn't improved, JR Volts hasn't improved, the Aston Martin hasn't improved.
Sniper Hunts, what is on? P2.
Whoa! Yeah, exactly. Look at that. The AlphaTauri. We've seen someone in the distance, in the shadows, come through and take P2. And you know what? Windex bottle cap.
A terrible qualifying.
Yeah, and you know what? Windex bottle cap is looking like they'll take pole, but it might not be by a whole lot. Ebar is also on a fast lap at the moment. Lewis's game apparently crashed, so maybe he can make it back in time. What can the Alfa Romeo do? He'll reach that checkered flag through the second last corner into the last one. Tight kink there, DRS active over the timing line. It's a P8 result for the Alfa Romeo, and it seems people aren't able to improve anymore. Lewis has been able to join back now. Over the timing line goes the Aston Martin. So right now it looks like Windex bottle cap is on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix here in DSR.
God, look at that time difference. Look at that time difference.
Not by a whole lot.
Tenths.
Not even a couple hundredths.
Sniper,
That's how close it
Windex
is.
gonna have his work cut out for him if he wants to stay ahead of Sniper. Because Sniper looks like he might be able to match his pace this race.
But we also need to...
It seems like Lewis is going to be quick, and Gabby as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be a four-way fight at the front. This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be a very interesting fight, because all the way up to P6, it's only 2 tenths down on Volts. From Volts, it's only 2 tenths down on the McLaren, if I'm not wrong, and it's just these very small margins between each drivers, and then eventually between P2 and P1 there is a 1400th second gap. 1400ths. That's how close it is between P1 and P2, and that was the difference between pole position and P2 on the grid. So now
in a race he'd be touching his bumper.
Oh, he'd be doing more than just touching his bumper. I think they'd be on the verge of a spin. And Lewis saying in the Twitch chat, that's what this league is all about. And maybe it is what this league is all about. Competitive qualifying, but can they compete cleanly and fairly when they go wheel to wheel in the race? We'll have to find out. Wow. As we now transition.
Pingu's going to be starting last this race, which is a shame for him because he's just getting into accidents that he really wishes he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh no, please don't tell me. Okay, thank God. I was about to say I was scared.
You better hope you, yeah, exactly.
I was like, no, please! I want to see this race. It's looking very interesting.
Yes, this is looking very competitive, very interesting, very fast. And obviously, we see the pit crew doing their T-poses, their stretches just before they do their pit stops that are potentially going to be under.
Now, let's go to the pit lane. As we can hear, Gunter Steiner. This is fucking madness.
Yep, very well and truly fucking madness.
Gunter is not very happy
with his team doing T-poses, obviously playing too much Fortnite recently, playing too many
all of the
quads.
Playing too much Fortnite.
Yep. But now eventually they'll go back into their normal positions as we head to the formation lap here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's get some stuff.
Let's get a quick rundown of the entire grid. Oh, look at the strategies today. We've only got the Ferrari going for a risky strategy, and Gappy as well, going for that hard compound. And mostly everybody's gone for the mediums, so Gappy's probably thinking, why did I go for the hards? But maybe he's got something else in mind. Maybe he's going to go hard to medium, which might be smart.
Obviously, it's something that needs to be brought up, sorry for interrupting, obviously brought up in the Twitch chat as well, is that P2 and P3 are AlphaTauris, and if they can stay in their current positions, that's a double podium for AlphaTauris, but it's also getting a bit happy there on the throttle, goes the McLaren, but it would also be incredible constructors points for AlphaTauri if they finish where they are currently starting. We'll have to wait and see.
It's the first race, right?
It's the first race of the season, the first race ever here in DSR.
I only got to see what the lower tier drivers could do. Well, I got to see most of this grid, but there's been a lot more people here since I last commentated, so I want to see some pace of some of these newer drivers.
Yeah, well, as they start to get closer to lining up, let's go through the grid. In P1 is the McLaren of Windex, P2, Sniper Hunter, P3, Lewis, P4, Gabby, P5 is JR Volts in the Red Bull, P6 is the Aston Martin of Gaminator, P7, Banana, P8 Ebar with apparent internet issues, P9 the Mercedes, P10 and 11 Azza and T-Velas, P12 Patuz, P13 De Hewley, P14 Flying Undertaker, and P15 Pingu. Now, can I have the honours of doing the lights out quote?
We'll both do it.
We'll both do it. We're gonna have very different quotes here because I have a very specific one, but we'll see what we can do.
I'll just be a bit quieter. I'm gonna got my eyes on Lewis.
There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights go out, and it's pedal to the metal for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a good getaway from the McLaren, but it's a better getaway from the AlphaTauris. Sniper Hunter into P1. McLaren is all over the place. Banana up into P3. There seems to be a huge incident down in the midfield where we can see the AlphaTauri of Lewis down to P7. JR Volts though up into P5 fighting away with the McLaren.
With Lewis. McLaren collided with Lewis, and I think the McLaren has had some issues and crashed into some people. He's got wing damage.
Yep, and the McLaren might be considering going down the inside, doesn't go down the inside of the Red Bull. Currently in P5, but pressured by Ida, who is currently in the Mercedes. P6 is the AlphaTauri of Lewis, nearly touching the gearbox of the Mercedes, getting closer.
Whoa, I didn't realise he was that close.
Yeah, very close, and actually has to back off there. Yellow flag, sector 2, that's a McLaren, and that's Windex Puddle Cap!
No,
that's Windex Puddle Cap in P15!
No. Oh, he had such a terrible start, and just to cap it off, has lost control of the car. Sniper Hunts with the fastest lap of the race so far.
And there's a spin by the Ferrari going into the pit lane, followed by the Alpine, who's now coming into the pit lane to switch a front wing, and that also seems to be 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunate. The Alfa Romeo of Ibar gaining, and ahead of Tivolas in the Williams. Let's go ahead here where we can see.
Going down the inside.
Yes. Well thought about down the inside, but the Mercedes just had better grip on the outside.
Not today.
But you know what? Better slipstream here. Here comes the AlphaTauri down the inside.
Oh, lovely move,
can he make it? Oh, but what about the Mercedes? Can he get a switch back again? No, not this time round. And this time, Eddie has to stick with P6. Has to back out of it. Lewis up in the P5.
It's too much action. I'm actually going to faint. Wow, look at that Sniper Hunt's just getting away from the entire grid.
Yep, nearly 2 seconds. 2.1 seconds just able to pull away with that clean, fresh air. And that's a Ferrari.
JR Volts is coming down to the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I just want to interrupt you real quick because the Ferrari has had a spin and another spin here in Sector 2, and he's going to potentially get blue flagged at his current pace.
By the Red Bull there.
Yep, unfortunate for the Ferrari. Let's go back to the action. Obviously, the Ferrari getting all out of shape, having a spin. Here comes Eddie trying to take the outside line, goes purple in the first sector, so a potential fast lap for the Mercedes in P6. But right now, he doesn't have the slipstream to catch the AlphaTauri in a bit of a DRS train at the moment here in the midfield. The AlphaTauri of Lewis trying to gain on Gabby, but Gabby has even...
There's a train going on at the moment.
Yep, and an even stronger slipstream for Gabby. And who's that? That's Lewis!
Lewis has spun!
Lewis has had a spin! Oh no,
and that's... control of his car.
Yep, really unfortunate from the AlphaTauri.
I don't want to seem biased in the commentary box, but you know.
Yep, obviously we all want some drivers to do better than others. It is just the way of opinions and facts of life. But P4 and Gabby has DRS on JR Volts, but for how much longer? Because that Red Bull is starting to pull away from the Alfa Romeo, and you know what?
He's not in the DRS anymore.
Yeah, he's not going to be in DRS anymore, and that is unfortunate. He's having to use up all of his ERS that he has left, and that is unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. Let's continue to move down where we can see the McLaren of Banana is also very close to that Mercedes. Yeah.
Darius is the McLaren, by the way, instead of calling him
Banana.
Yeah,
sorry, my apologies, apologies. So Darius has DRS on the Mercedes, but can't make a move just yet. Keeps very inside there.
He's getting too greedy. He's gonna make a mistake if he's not careful.
Yep.
Got to
trying to stick on that apex there, obviously. And Austria already proving the chaos and mayhem here. The Mercedes gets a really bad exit, and you know, oh! And Darius has hit the rear of, I think that's Eddie, and Eddie is gonna fall down. Yeah, and wow.
Move there.
So to explain what has just happened there, the McLaren hit the rear of the Mercedes. If the Mercedes may be squeezed by the McLaren, not 100% sure, but at the moment...
I think from what I saw from my point of view, I was right on the wheel with the McLaren. I saw that Mercedes tighten up because he didn't realise that the McLaren was going on the inside and squeezed and basically screwed himself. Oh, and Darius has dropped a couple places. What happened to him?
Yep.
Oh, he's pitted.
He's pitted. He's
Must have
pitted.
got wing damage.
Yep. Obviously, Eddie to follow behind the person that they had a little bit of contact with. So both drivers having almost karma with each other at the moment. Sniper Hunter. Let's go to Sniper Hunter for a second because he is cruising. He is absolutely relaxing.
Race of his life.
And you know what? He's almost getting ready to blue flag Pingu in the Haas. So that is how fast the AlphaTauri has been so far. And you know what? The Haas has had a spin there. Unfortunate for Pingu. And now, for the AlphaTauri, crosses the timing line to start P6. DRS active because of the blue flag.
Patouz. 3-second time penalty.
Patouz picking up, yeah. And Pingu picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Whoa.
Lewis has got tons of pace this race, but at the moment he's trailing because the cars in front have DRS. So that
you know what? Let's have a look at Ibar versus Tivolos for a second. Sorry for interrupting, because have a look how close this is. Yep, DRS down the inside, potentially for the Alfa Romeo. He doesn't do it, but he pressures. Yep, and he pressures the Williams to go wide, and that sees the Alfa Romeo with DRS get ahead of Tivolos in the Williams. What a move from the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, JR Volts has pulled away from Gabby. That is a shocker.
And you know what? He's starting to gain on game. Yeah, you know, he's starting to gain on gain in Nader as well. We'll just call him game.
Gain on game.
And Rum Monkey saying that this is very entertaining communications. We appreciate it, Rum Monkey. Let's continue
so much.
with the race. And you know what? JR Volts has also got DRS on Gaminator as well. You know what? Yellow flag sector 3. Is that a driver going wide or spinning, but no actual contact? You know, there is a Ferrari though. That's Flying Undertaker. Has he got any actual damage? No, it doesn't seem so. But maybe a potential pit.
JR Volts gaining rapidly. Oh, out of the corner. He's gonna have DRS into the next sector.
Yep, a good little fight between Red Bull and Aston Martin here. What can the Red Bull do?
Just like the real life.
Yep. Slipstream, but just not close enough for the time being. So JR Volts. Yep, JR Verstappen at the moment, showing what type of pace he has in that Red Bull. He goes, you know what? That Red Bull went a bit wide at that corner, lost a bit of time to the Aston Martin, but you know what? That Aston Martin's gone slow, and that's a safety car. Safety car has come out, and that's Patouz. Patouz has had some type of incident.
Oh, and the Ferrari.
Yeah, the Patouz.
Oh,
it seems
the Ferraris.
It seems, from what I'm seeing, Patouz had hit the barrier or made some type of contact with the wall, and now safety car is out. So any chaos, anything that could have been happening has been
out of the session.
Yeah, out of the session, completely out of it. And that means safety car obviously out, and that seems Gaminator, 3-second penalty. Yep, up ahead, but with a 3-second penalty, so that still sees JR Volts now take the lead. Is it better for Sniper? Sorry?
What happened to Sniper?
Sniper had come into the pits.
Oh.
Yep,
I
so
thought
what?
For a second like he spun or
Yep,
something.
as I was saying, obviously Sniper Hunter coming into the pit lane, a potential strategy option and even a better option for the AlphaTauri, so it's going to be interesting how they play that out.
Going for a risky strategy, because on this track, Flying Undertaker disqualified from the session.
Wait, Flying Undertaker has been disqualified, I think, for maybe too many penalties. So he'll now pull over to, at some point...
blocking the pit lane.
Blocking the pit lane. Wow, so obviously taking too long with... Yeah, taking too long with the pit limiter. That sees both Ferraris out of the session, and that is going to be terrible for constructors' points. And that, you know what, it's the Ferrari master plan coming together, but I don't think it was the driver's plans, and that's the Haas of Pingu. Pingu having a spin, unlucky from the Haas's.
He's putting too much throttle on here. It's full throttle, and you got to be gentle on the throttle if you want to spin your car around, because otherwise you're going to overheat and destroy your tyres. Ooh, if I were him, I'd be a bit careful if I were you. Making people having to swerve out the way there.
That Alpine getting very close, and if it wasn't for the reaction time, that could have been absolutely
Drivers letting
deadly.
that Haas overtake, which is very nice of them, very kind.
Tivolas in the Williams now coming into the pit lane to switch over to medium compounds. Maybe it was a bit too late. D. Hewley is going to follow pursuit from that Williams. Anyone else going to box? No, the Mercedes are staying out at the moment. Let's go catch up to the rest of the field, who is currently behind safety car, not having to continue to catch up anymore, and now just trying to keep as much temperature.
So much action.
Yep, trying to keep as much temperature in the tyres as possible.
Game really wants to hold on to that P1 by the looks of things. He's trying to get as much into those tyres as possible.
Yep, bit of aggression in the voice when we say much warmth in those tyres, but you know what, we're here.
Warm up the tyres, proper nice.
Yeah, get him in the barbecue.
The barbie.
Crikey.
As you say, down under.
Yep. As I am an Australian.
Shout out to all my Australians for the Australian Grand Prix last weekend. Good result from my favourite team, Red Bull. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's safety car conditions. This is when things are very boring. This is when things slow down, and this is when we can probably talk about the most random things. I've done it before. Everyone's done it as commentators because this is when most topics are talked about through safety car periods. But let's go through the grid because now it's been updated. Now we have a new lineup of people, and obviously 2 retirements where we see the Ferrari master plan coming into full effect. So in P1 is Gamer Nader. In P2, the Red Bull of JR Volts, who has been on the gearbox of the Aston Martin since lap 1 of this race. It is now lap 10 with a safety car, and they're still so incredibly close to each other and still on the same lap old tires as each other, but JR Volts is actually leading virtually because of a penalty. Let's continue to move down the grid where we can see P3 Gabby, who's followed by P4 in the Alpha Tauri of Sniper Hunter, who was your leader.
He's very hungry for his P1 back.
Obviously on fresh compounds, and someone else who's on fresh compounds is Eba in the Alfa Romeo. P6 is Darius.
Trying to do a Max Verstappen overtake there.
Yep, obvious.
Getting a bit dangerous.
Yep, need to be careful of regulations for DSR. I don't know if you're allowed to go wheel to wheel under safety car.
Get penalised for trying to do a Max Verstappen.
Yep.
Do not try anything funny, otherwise you'll be struck down.
Yeah, well, P6 in the McLaren Darius, P7 in the Mercedes Eddie,
and
P8 Tivolas. Yep, that's right, I'm trying to speed this up. P9 Azar in the Mercedes, P10 Lewis, who's had an unfortunate race so far, P11 Windex Bottle Cap, who all fell apart on lap 1 with the spin, P12 D Hewley, and to finish off after the 2 Ferraris DNFing in P13 is Pingu. So now we go to the front. We'll go on board with the Aston Martin. It's about when he pulls the trigger. When is he going to go? D Hewley picks up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Windex Bottle Cap. Unfortunate there. And there he goes, pulling the trigger, and it's full throttle for the Aston Martin. Over the timing line, it is green flag running. Yeah, what an overtake there, off safety car restart. Let's go to Gabby though, who's now getting a really good slipstream on JR Volts. What about Sniper? Fallen kind of behind there, but think about it, those top runners still need to consider the fact that they need to box. Right now, virtually, Sniper Hunter will retake the lead because these guys still need to come into the pit lane. Gabby going wheel to wheel.
Gabby could be getting on the medium compound. Sorry to interrupt with our side-by-side action here.
No, we need to hear more of you, man. That voice.
It's so good.
Anyway, Gabby finding away with JR Volts. Oh, looking very close. It's gonna get
forced a bit wide there.
Yep, squeezed wide in. Oh, how's that gonna get looked by the FIA? Is that time penalty gonna be removed after the race?
Oh, he can't get quite close enough.
Yeah, I mean, Sniper can take as much time as he wants because right now, eventually, these drivers will have to box and he'll naturally take the lead, but he's not going to wait. He's got no patience. He doesn't need to wait. He's not even going to reach the corner, and the Alfa Tauri is ahead of the Alfa Romeo.
My dad.
Wait.
What?
It's fine. My father went and got the milk and never came back. Anyway, continuing.
It's that colour.
Continuing with the milk-coloured AlphaTauri in P3, 6/10 behind the Red Bull of JR Volt, potentially going to get an overtake in the next lap or two. Continuing to gain and gain and gain. This AlphaTauri is looking to show a lot of pace on these fresh, hard compounds. Maybe the degradation around Austria is quite high, but I'm not 100% sure. JR Volts has a lot of work to do on those old 11-lap medium compounds, and they'll be having to consider some type of change. Ibar, 3-second penalty, fighting away with his teammate. Gabby takes it. Ibar's gonna fight back into the last corner, down the inside. Oh, Ibar spins! And Ibar will continue to fall down. Oh no, no safety car, not even a virtual safety car. There's a Haas though. Haas, Pingu's out! Pingu's out, and that is the safety car!
Safety car.
Yep, Pingu unfortunately had a crash, and that sees him now out of the race, retiring, and that also brings out the second safety car in 3 laps. Chaos here in Austria, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the ride, though.
The brother and sister are gonna have a fight once the green flag goes.
Yep, AlphaTauri versus Red Bull. Yep.
This is gonna be a good fight. Lewis is P5 after that spin from Ibar. Well done, son. You've made a good recovery there.
really good start from Lewis here.
Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be biased to any of you guys on the grid. I just want to see him do well because he's my little underdog.
It's all good, man. You're the commentator. You control how it is said for the stream. Don't listen to anybody. Because the viewers are the biggest critics. Unfair. Yep, the viewers are the biggest critics.
My team I want to watch this season is going to be AlphaTauri. They're looking so good this season, and I think that is the front runners boxing.
Yep, coming into the pits.
They're going to have the tyre advantage late on against Sniper.
Yep, there you can see Gaminator coming in now.
Oh, I know 1-2 at the moment because Lewis is managing to stay ahead. Look at this grid order.
Yeah, starting to really shape in now. But now, I just want to talk about this for a second because now the AlphaTauris are actually at a disadvantage, which sounds a bit weird, but let me explain it. Because the AlphaTauris boxed on the first safety car,
they're gonna have to pit again.
Exactly. Now, the drivers who have boxed this safety car have done well to just secure a very decent strategy, and now this front-running AlphaTauri lockout might be changing very soon.
Oh, this is not good. Yep. AlphaTauri are gonna have to hope that maybe a couple laps near the end of the race, depending on how long the soft tires actually last. I don't know how long they last around this track.
I mean,
if I did, I would tell them because they'd probably be tuning into the stream.
Yep, Lewis saying that.
Not to give an advantage to anybody.
Yep, Lewis, who is also a part of AlphaTauri, just in the Twitch chat, saying that we will have to pit again, and they're also saying that they will have to pit again as well. So maybe AlphaTauri are really trying to 100 IQ this and really think, well, if we stay out and then we box, they'll eventually have to box again, and so they'll undercut the undercut, which is very confusing. But AlphaTauri are gonna undercut the undercut to actually get a P1 and P2 here in Austria. Oh, and Lewis saying in the chat 101 IQ, not 100 IQ, mate.
Oh, sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Brainiac.
of course. Just that one extra IQ is making the entire difference.
Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes for AlphaTauri.
Yeah, that's what Lewis is currently explaining.
Like Agent 47 is taking the seat in the AlphaTauri as well.
Yep.
Well, what's some other ones? Oh, a bottle of cleaning spray as well inside a McLaren. Yeah. Man, these safety cars are boring.
Yep. In the Twitch chat, Lewis said that Azza has said that the Mercs are coming for us. Well, depending on
me timbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it makes sense because the Mercedes are on the same strategy as the Alpha Tauris, so they are the closest fight. Safety car is in this lap. Here we go.
What's his name? Bert Maylander or something? Something like that.
The safety car driver, Bert Mylander, coming into the pit lane.
Just dropped us a little radio message saying, "I'm coming in this lap."
I don't think that's actually how safety cars work, but you know what? It's how
I've commentated before, and if you listen very closely, when he'll let you know when he's actually coming in. He'll say,
"Really?
In.
Okay, all right. We'll have to believe you anyway." Alpha Tauri's pulled the trigger. He's gone early again. Sniper Hunter gets a decent getaway, but you know what? Lewis is gonna be right on the gearbox going into the first corner. Is Lewis gonna?
Guys, come on. Keep it clean.
I'm sure Franz Tost, who is the team principal for Alpha Tauri, is begging, praying, no incidents, go down, we can see a big collision here, some type of spin. It's the Alfa Romeo of Gabby. Yep, Gabby. Gabby has not had a fun time here on safety car restart. De Hewley has also had a spin down to P11. You can see the McLaren's also finding a way. There's Eber wheel to wheel with Windex bottle cap. Eber around the outside. Is he going to make the move stick? Yes, he is.
What a move.
Wow, what a move there.
As you can see, look at the distance they're making up to the rest of the grid at the moment.
Yeah, look at the Aston. Oh, another yellow flag. That's the Alfa Romeo. That's Gabby. No, that's Eber. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah.
Oh my God,
unfortunate. Dirt getting all over that Alfa Romeo, but no safety car. Oh, and those tires are gonna be smoking hot, and he'll have to try and figure out a way to cool them down. Gabby with a 3-second time penalty. Jinx on that, absolutely in sync there. But the Alpha Tauri of Sniper Hunter with a 1.1 second gap, and his teammate just doesn't seem to have the pace to get ahead. 3-second time penalty, yep, there you go. So maybe Eddie, who is currently in P4 driving in the Mercedes, could pick up a potential podium if he can stay in that gap that he needs to be in. Obviously,
Lando Norris.
Yep. And obviously, co-commentator.
He had to stay in 5 seconds in between Lewis. Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Co-commentary. You were gonna say?
I said co-commentator Max Verstappen currently coughing and dying, but Lewis picks up a penalty, and that means the Aston Martin and AlphaTauri are now equal on penalties. But will that mean that Eddie can now pick up a potential P2 if he can stay in that margin, in that gap? DRS is now active. That's a yellow flag, and that is a Williams of Tivolas. Tivolas has had a spin, no actual, I don't think any debris or any actual accident happening, but just a spin for Tivolas down to P9 on those old medium compounds. Unlucky for the Williams, but you know what, Alpine, DRS activated on the McLaren, gets past him before the corner is even met. Will Darius think about something? No. Co-commentator Max Verstappen continues to die.
Shut up.
Continues to die into our commentary box. We'll have to get it swept down. Is that Eddie? That is Eddie. Eddie just getting a huge thing. There's that JR Volts, obviously, as you said before, the Red Bull getting all out of place there. Gaminator, obviously, with that penalty, same with Lewis.
Right after his booty cheeks.
Oh, not his booty cheeks, not the ones that are nice and smooth and round and shiny. Alpine, P7, maybe potentially looking for P6. Oh, doesn't think he decides to stay out. He decides to stay it out here. Here comes the Alpine. DRS will be active. The nice long straight with a big incline with elevation. Down the inside goes the Alpine. A bit of contact. And the Mercedes has had to go wide. McLaren gets past both drivers. Darius goes to P6. Through goes Darius.
Oh no!
Oh, but down the inside goes De Hewley. McLaren gets a better switchback though.
Black.
Wow.
Switch black, yeah.
Chaos, great
yeah.
fighting here at Austria, and that also sees Tivolas, who had a spin, into P7. Wow.
Oh, game is gaining time now on the driver ahead.
Yep. We actually no, there's a guy in the gravel. That's De Hewley. He's DNF'd. He's retiring. That must have been by a player decision. There will not be a safety car, but unluckily he will have to pull over, and that will be it for the Alpine. Oh, that's the Williams having a spin. That's Tivolas. Just into the gravel there, nearly, I think, hitting the barrier, but no actual damage being done. Unfortunate for the Williams, who's now probably lost a position or two. Windex bottle cap needs to make up some time. P9, 31 seconds down. Obviously, I think, if I'm not wrong, came into the pit lane. That's why he's so far down on time. Let's continue to go up, though, where we can see both AlphaTauris, one on hard compounds, one on mediums, just dominating the front field at the moment. The closest man has a 3-second penalty, just like Lewis. And
he is in.
Yep.
In 3 seconds. JR Volts is actually looking like he could get a podium.
Yep. That's true. Very close at the moment. Obviously, Aston Martin still needs to push like hell. And you know what? I actually missed something out here. The Alfa Romeo getting all swiggly, and there was a yellow flag in Sector 2 for quite a while. Ebar eventually getting back up, but now he's fallen down to last place and has a spin! And he's had a spin with a Red Bull! Ebar's out. He's had a retirement, and now he's being blue flagged. How is that? Is the Red Bull okay there? I think it is. No front wing damage. That must have been some type of glitch with the internet. Everything kicking off here at Austria. Lap 21 of 36. There is a yellow flag out, but it should disappear. And there you go. Green flag running again. Crazy chaos happening here in Austria. Good racing, bad racing, in between. It has been everything we expected it to be here for round 1 here in DSR for the first race of the season. AlphaTauri 1-2 at the moment. 2.2 seconds down is the Aston Martin. Ooh. And you know what? 2.5 seconds down is the Red Bull, who could potentially pick up a surprise podium if he can stay where he is at this current point.
And the game losing control of his car there.
Oh, obviously slipping on the rear. 1.4 seconds. Oh, the Mercedes, is that Eddie? Yes, it is. Eddie just losing the rear there. And it seems the Mercedes down, or staying in P7, sorry, but not what the Mercedes wanted. Obviously now got a bigger gap to the McLaren out in front. So unlucky for the Mercedes there. Azza, though, his teammate in P5, seems to be cruising on those hard compounds. And you know what? It seems to be just cruise control. You know, he's not at the front, he's not at the back. There's a decent gap between them all. If we actually go behind, you can see McLaren.
To try and catch. He's going to be looking for that position.
Yep. So Mercedes of Azza just in between.
Big points for the first race of the season for Mercedes.
And
big
I mean,
points for AlphaTauri.
Yeah,
maybe
AlphaTauri
are looking at being a front runner team this season.
Yeah, and potentially even a constructor champion rival compared to maybe Aston Martin or Red Bull. We'll have to see how the season shapes out.
Maybe even Mercedes.
Yep. Obviously the Red Bull just trying to keep it as clean and together as he possibly can. Going a little wide there in the last corner. Just losing the rear, it seems. JR Volts 1.5 seconds down on that Aston Martin. If JR Volts can cleanly get past Aston Martin and can get inside of a 3-second gap to Lewis, he would be able to take P2 in this race. So it'd be a great result for JR Volts. Great chat with Max Verstappen at the moment, obviously saying a lot in the commentary box. We're getting a lot of words out of him. Let's continue with what I was saying before. As you can see, the McLaren of Darius, or Banana, however you want to say it, 1.6 seconds down on 9-lap old hard compounds. just trying to catch up to the Mercedes of Azza, but it seems Azza just on cruise control, enjoying himself. But you know what? Darius is gaining, not by a lot, but he is gaining. Once again, great words by HD here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Azza though! Look at Azza! And game! Game in Azza! Safety car is out again! 10 laps later, safety car is out again!
This
So
is just what AlphaTauri might need. And Darius taking P4!
yeah, Darius in P4. JR Volts now takes a lovely P3, and Lewis says just past the pits as well. Obviously, AlphaTauri just gonna miss out on a potential early box here that will absolutely
Maybe
fix
they'll go
up.
for the mediums.
I mean, potential mediums, but you also need to consider there's still over 10 laps remaining. There's 12 laps still in this race. Can the mediums...
will make them. Mediums will make it.
I mean, yeah, look at Lewis on 16-lap-old medium compounds. It's very possible for it to be done, but will you lose just a huge amount of pace as time goes by? Obviously, everyone's slowing down to make sure they stay inside the correct delta. JR Volts in the Red Bull P3, P4
only 8
is
drivers
Darius.
left, man.
Yep.
Wow.
It started with
P15.
Yeah, it started with 15. It's down to 8, and it has been almost a survival for a lot of drivers. Some of them it's been domination, like Sniper Hunter, who's just enjoyed himself this entire race. Lewis has come into the pits, and you know what, his teammate...
More hards. Why for the hards?
Yeah, interesting. Maybe just thinking the mediums just has too much degradation. And you know what? This is very interesting because his teammate is staying out. Yep, his teammate the teammate of AlphaTauri, or obviously Sniper Hunter Lewis coming into the pits. That means a potential undercut trying to get into P1 against his teammate. So it's interesting what Lewis is trying to plan here. Sniper Hunter in P1 for the time being. Lewis said that he had to switch compound. Yep, I mean, you still have to consider that Lewis was on, what, 16, 17 lap old medium compounds. So it's honestly more rewarding to get on some new hard compounds, fresh off the box.
Wait, was he on the mediums, was he?
He was on the mediums for 16 laps now, on some fresh hards in P3. He's going to catch up to the pack and maybe, potentially... Obviously, still has that 3-second penalty as well, but potentially...
If he wants to get ahead, he's going to have to push like hell.
Yeah, but you also have to consider a potential undercut from Sniper Hunter or JR Volts that Lewis can benefit from. P4 is Darius, P5 Azza now starting to catch up to the rest of the pack. His teammate Eddie still quite far behind, still trying to catch up. But obviously Eddie had come into the pits for some new medium compounds too. I'm guessing till the end of the race. There's Tivolas on 1 lap old soft, so obviously also coming into the pits. Lewis has said in the Twitch chat, cook time. It is time for things to heat up.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let Lewis cook.
Let Lewis cook. It's going to be very interesting what the AlphaTauri can do. Oh yeah, because this is Lewis Hamilton, guys.
Yeah, guys. If you didn't know, we've got a secret celebrity. Look, see. He warms up his tires just like Lewis. Bono, my tires are dead, Lewis.
Bono, my tires are 1 lap old. I need to box.
Bono, Lewis.
And Lewis is staying in the pit lane. 8-time world champion. We are okay. We are. Oh no, we're not doing this on stream. Not on stream. Not on stream. Oh no, Lois.
I can't say it. I don't want to.
No, don't. Alright, enough with the moaning, mate. Enough with the moaning.
Peter Griffin here.
Peter Griffin joined us in the comments.
Here. These drivers are a bunch of shit. No, I'm joking.
Obviously.
I'm joking, guys. You're all really good. Well done. Keep up the good work.
I mean, Peter Griffin just coming out there to to say something that we will not finish. He was what was he doing? He was sorry, it cut off. It cut off.
I'm coming.
Wait, what was he doing? Wait.
Holy fuck.
Not while we're commentating, no. Okay. Let's get back to the action. Enough about Peter Griffin and his coming problem to Lewis. Let's focus here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Sniper Hunter in P1. P2 is JR Volts. P3 is Lewis. P4 is Darius or Banana, however you want to say it. P5 is the Mercedes of Azza. P6 is Eddie. P7 is Tivolas. P8 is Windex Bottlecat. Is that rain? Am I seeing rain or am I blind? I swear I'm seeing a couple of droplets. In the Twitch chat, there's apparently rain. Safety car is in this lap. I swear I saw some droplets. Maybe I'm just losing my head. We'll have to wait and see. Safety car is in this lap.
Go to the Red Bull. It is raining. It is raining. If you go on board with the drivers,
yeah, you can see it.
Droplets.
Yep. Oh wow.
This is gonna make things interesting.
Austria is not letting everyone get away with it just yet. Sniper Hunter still has work to do. Lewis on 2-lap old hard compounds. What's he trying to achieve?
If this gets bad.
Yep. If this gets bad, you can really start to see the rain starting to appear on the halo of Sniper Hunter. And he's pulled the trigger really early here. He's already going into the final corner. Has he done it correctly? Yes, he has. What a getaway. Green flag running, and Lewis is ahead. Wow. Lewis with the overtake, and Lewis is a man on a mission. He is doing everything in his power to get ahead of his teammate. DRS is not going to be active for 3 laps, and because of this rain...
penalty for Lewis.
Yes. Oh my god.
Ignoring yellow flags.
Wait, really?
He must have overtaken too early.
Oh, he must have got too happy on the throttle. No. Oh, unlucky for Lewis. Obviously, of course, you can't overtake until you've gone over the timing line, until you've gone over that little checkered line that is put onto the road, and so that is a penalty for Lewis. Azza might be able to switch into a podium position at the moment. Even Eddie in the P4.
It's definitely getting way too wet. Lewis just lost control of his car there.
It's not wet enough for inters, but it is definitely starting to become more greasy, more oily on the track here in Austria.
Like
and
it's dinner.
Yeah, exactly. All right, as we can see, yep, JR Volts P7 losing time compared to, you know what, McLaren's coming into the pits. Darius is coming into the pits. Is he thinking maybe Inter's here? Potentially, we'll have to come back to him. Sniper Hunter, 21 lap, old hard compounds. Lewis on 4-lap old compounds. Trying.
How does he go that far?
I mean, hard compounds are a tyre you can last a long time on. Look at Lewis Hamilton at Abu Dhabi back in 2021. Those hard compounds lasted, what, 50 laps?
Look at Lewis Hamilton at Great Britain.
Well, look,
tyres are gone.
The Lewis Hamilton, who is currently in P2 driving the AlphaTauri. Sorry, that's not Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, that's... wait, what? What? Anyway, continuing through, we can see droplets of rain just seeming to slowly increase. And you know what? Darius is on inters. Darius has pulled the trigger on intermediate tires.
He is the guinea pig right now. He is the guinea pig.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, exactly. He's testing it out, and it doesn't seem to be working. He's not gaining time.
Oh wait. Oh no, he's gaining time.
Oh no. Oh wow, he's gaining time now, and everyone's gonna start the.
Oh, but the AlphaTauris have stayed out.
Yep, AlphaTauris.
This is gonna be bad.
Yeah, AlphaTauris.
Into the pits now.
Yeah, AlphaTauris believe that there's just not enough laps for it to increase too much. JR Volt stay out. Windex Bottlecap stays out. Azza stays out. 6 laps remaining in this Grand Prix.
Why is TVA gone for full wets?
Wait, full wets?
Full wets.
Tivolas. I mean, as a commentator, we don't have enough information that the drivers do, but from what I'm seeing...
Maybe James said it was a good idea.
Yeah, maybe.
He went TV, it's James.
Yep, anyway, let's continue with the driving out in front with the Alpha Tauris, where we can see they'll have to make a crucial decision here. Are they going to box for intermediates? Is it wet enough on track that they'll need to switch?
Sniper's going to pit first.
Is Sniper... No, Sniper's staying out. So is Lewis. What about Azza? Is Azza coming into the pits? Obviously, this track is only going to get more greasy. Mercedes stays out. What about... the Red Bull? Is Red Bull staying out?
The time that Darius is
yep, Red Bull is staying out. Oh wow, yeah, look at Darius. Darius is already nearly there. 1 second off. Oh wow. This McLaren could win. You know what,
this
Darius
could make a serious undercut.
Yeah, a serious maneuver here. He's already gained back on the Williams of Tivolas, and you know what? Oh wait, look at the Williams. We thought he was coming into the pit lane. He's spun, trying to come into the pit lane, but no, maybe not, trying to go back out onto the track. But look at Darius. Those intermediate tires.
It's still wet track.
It must not be wet enough. No, it must not be wet enough for rain to affect DRS at this point. What we do know is rain is continuing to increase. Yep, obviously Tivolas struggled before on those wet, tired compounds. So a very interesting strategy from the Williams. I don't know if it was the best one that they could have made. There are 5 laps remaining in this race. Yep, all the drivers who have practiced with 5 lappers, a quick online race, are now into these stages. 4 laps remaining now, including this one. Lap 32 of 36, Sniper Hunter is leading, but is he thinking maybe this is not it? Maybe it's just going to get too wet. Maybe they're going to reach the final lap and it's just going to become intermediate conditions and they're going to completely lose it. Yep. It's going to be very interesting. We all thought
it looks like it's getting worse.
Yep. We all thought Austria was already crazy enough. Now the rain has started to pour really late on in this race. JR
taking wet conditions, going for the risky move. Oh, he's going to get.
Yep. You know what? DRS active, yellow flag, and that is who is that? Yellow flag, I think that's the Williams of Tivolas. Yep.
Bit slow, you're going to need to move out the way, mate. Green, not green flag, blue flag.
Yep, let's actually continue to fight here. There's the Mercedes getting out of the way. You know, wait, what a move there. Eddie P4 getting past JR Volts and Windex, who are wheel to wheel. So Eddie making a 2-move.
Confident on in this, like, slippery conditions. Like, wow.
I did not mean to be ignorant of that move because Eddie absolutely nailed that in wetter conditions on the greasier track here in Austria. What about the McLaren Windex bottle cap now missing out in P6, but can he get just up to the Red Bull of JR Volts again? DRS will be active for the McLaren, at least for now, but with 3 laps remaining, including this one. I know the Inters are better tyres, but is it too late? Is the move to Inters just too late on now? Is it just a survival game?
There's no point risking it, is there?
Exactly.
Look, Lewis is already 8 seconds ahead, and he's got an 8-second time penalty, so he probably want to stay.
And you know what?
At the pace he's going.
Also, another thing too, because of the mistake Azza made, right now Lewis will still be in P2. The penalty won't have any effect because of that 8.4 second gap, and that is the Williams once again having a spin. Yellow flag conditions that should just go away again.
Doesn't seem like the full wets aren't working. Surely he's got to be thinking that he made a
exactly.
mistake.
The full wet tires obviously just not working together, and obviously now it's becoming drifting F1 cars here at Austria. And honestly, I'm just going to start ignoring the yellow flag because it's going to become more and more common for the Williams driver. Obviously, wets were just way too early. Yep. So Lewis, 2.4 seconds down on Sniper Hunter.
With a 3-second time penalty.
That's not great for Darius, who was actually not doing too bad on those inters, but is it too late once again for someone to switch to intermediate tires? Right now, it is lap 34 of 36, 2 laps, including this one. Sniper Hunter, right now, is going to take the win if it stays where it currently is. Lewis will stay in P2, even with the penalties.
Just going to cut in on you here. Sometimes the hards are actually quite good in slightly wet conditions because they are the hardest compound. So they're going to have the least amount of grip.
Of course, yes.
Even though that sounds bad,
no, of course.
It's very helpful.
Yeah. There's almost like a hierarchy when it comes to tyres on how much tread and how much grip each tyre holds and involves in itself. There's the Williams spinning
really
at sector 2 there.
That P1 position, but I think at this rate he's out of the contention.
Yeah, I mean, even with the rain on,
just too quick with wet, even in the wet.
And obviously with the greasy track now here, it's looking more and more unlikely that Lewis will be able to make a move, losing 4/10 in one corner exit as a P3 in the Mercedes has done everything he really needs to do. He doesn't need to push anymore. He's going to get a solid podium position if he can finish where he currently is. Eddie, currently in P4. You know what? Right now, the biggest threats are looking like AlphaTauri and Mercedes, who had nailed strategy at the moment. It seems the track is just not going to get wet enough. The rain just isn't pouring enough for anything really to affect the drivers.
Intermediates, though, are definitely working.
So, the penultimate lap.
Enough for inters.
Mind if I take control of this entire lap here?
Yes.
So, the penultimate lap is done. It is the final lap of the race. Lap 36 of 36. The rain continues to pour. It's going to continue to get worse, but it doesn't matter. The strategy just won't be good enough. Intermediates just a bit too late. DRS disabled. Obviously.
Very late on.
Yep, it
now
won't.
It's wet.
Yep, so it's really wet now. It's just, it won't matter now because all the I mean, look at Sniper Hunter. All he needs to do.
He's just clear of everybody else.
Exactly. All he needs to do is drive cleanly on 28 lap old hard compounds. Right. The AlphaTauri of Lewis tried his best but can't, and you know what, he'll stay in P2 even with the penalties. So, Sniper Hunter, he started in P1, he's gonna finish in P1, he's gonna come around the final sector. Sniper Hunter will see the checkered flag, he wins the Austrian Grand Prix, and he has done it with domination. Lewis picks up a 5-second penalty.
Wait, this might change things.
Wait, will Azza potentially take it away? Will he? No, he doesn't. He doesn't, and
yes,
that will see.
Oh wait, no he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. So, that sees Sniper Hunter in P1 taking the win. P2 is Lewis. P3
is Azza.
P4 Eddie. P5 Windex bottle cap. P6
yep. He's still got JR Volts.
Obviously, yep.
I think he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Darius, that inter-strategy didn't really pay off for him.
Unfortunately, it is just that point when intermediates would have started working, but it was on the final lap and it just won't count. P8 Tivolis, who's on full wet tires, it's just not worked out for, I mean, just overall.
The strategist needs to work on his strategies.
Exactly.
And that is the final lap.
So obviously, let's go to Lewis here, who's gone in the Twitch chat and gone in full capital letters. Yes, capital exclamation mark, exclamation mark. 1, 2, come on, it's a podium, says Azza. You know what? What a race that was. Incredibly entertaining. I enjoyed commentating with you, HD. That was good fun.
I enjoyed co-commentating with you as well. That has got to be the most dramatic race I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, rain at the very end. Yep, lots of overtakes, lots of crashes, lots of spins. That's exactly what you want to see as a commentator, not what you want to see as a driver. But at the end of the day, what a race for the opening of DSR for Death Star Racing, spraying the bubbly all over the crowd, all over the team. I'm sure they are very pleased with themselves. AlphaTauri maximizing everything. Fastest lap for Sniper Hunter, 27 points on the board. Lewis will also maximize points there. Little bit of the bubbly.
Surprised Lewis didn't lose his position there with a 8-second time penalty.
Yeah, but overall
That's
Lewis has
surprising.
just been able to keep it, which was really good. But
Darius P7. Wow, this is a
yeah,
very interesting race this was
I'll do
today to watch.
timings for the owners and admins who want to have a look at the timings later on, so everyone can get an idea. Anyway, well done,
And
guys.
there's your grid.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rum
Well
Monkey.
done. Well done.
Yep.
All we're going to have to say is big round of applause for all the drivers today. Put on a very good show. And
Wow.
made sure that we were entertained the whole time. I was on the
Yep.
edge of my seat.
I was on the edge of my seat too. That was incredible.
Lose my mind at watching what I watched. That was just something. Man, you
Yeah.
guys are all so close racers.
Yep.
Keep it up. Keep
Yep,
it up.
and obviously that's preseason, and now round one here at Austria done. Your winner, at least for now, we're going to have to see what FIA says, but for now, your winner is
Sniper.
Yep.
And P2, we've got Lewis, but I think they may have a look at some things at the FIA and see if there should be some
Yep.
position changes, like Darius's controversial touch with the Mercedes, where
Yep.
he clipped his back tire. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you, Helix.
Yep. Alright, well, ladies and
I'll see
gentlemen,
you next weekend.
yeah, see you next weekend. Ladies and
Goodbye
gentlemen,
all.
adios, goodbye, peace. It has been your boy Jamie Perry, but you can call me Helix, and obviously HD, who has done a great job as well here on co-commentary. Adios, goodbye, we'll see you next week.